Saul Canelo Álvarez cruises to victory in a dominant performance over the undisputed champion Jermell Charlo after dropping the American in the 7th round of their fight to pick up a unanimous decision and to defend his undisputed crown at 168 pounds. Going into this fight for Canelo, this matchup came as a surprise to many of us, as many onlookers thought that it would be the twin brother of Jermell, the middleweight champion of the world, Jermell Charlo, who would be facing off against Canelo. Jermell Charlo would be showing his greatness when he would opt to move up 2 weight divisions to fight Canelo for the undisputed 168 pound title, following his excellent run at 154 pounds, where he would clean out the division to capture the undisputed super welterweight title. After failed attempts to make a fight against his mandatory challenger in Tim Tszyu, the news for a fight between Canelo and Charlo seemingly came out of nowhere, following Álvarez's announcement that he had signed a 3-fight deal under the promotional banner PBC. This fight made history, as it would be the first time in the 4-belt era of boxing that 2 undisputed champions have faced off against one another. Throughout the build-up of this fight, there was nothing but respect between the 2 combatants, with both fighters fancying their chances against one another. For the weigh-in for the fight, Charlo would weigh in at his career heaviest as he hit the scales, weighing in at a little over 167 pounds, and Canelo would make the super middleweight limit with ease. The fight between Canelo and Charlo was one where we saw Canelo back at his true best, as he was able to dictate the tempo of the fight for large portions of the rounds. However, Charlo did show a lot of heart and fight as he looked to take the fight to Canelo after having success in the early stages of the fight, working behind his solid jab whilst looking to close the gap against Canelo. The power of Canelo was a major factor in this fight, as Canelo was seemingly able to walk through Charlo's offense, and this was more than evident in the 7th round when Canelo was able to land a monstrous over right hand to hurt Charlo, with the American opting to take a knee.
And now with a 3-punch combination for Jermell, Canelo back and lands a big right hand on Jermell, and he has to go to a knee. Jermell took a right hand smartly, taking the full 8 count and gets to his feet. This is a big moment for Jermell. He's got to weather the storm. A lot of time, a minute and a half. And Jermell's got to tie him up. The second time Jermell's ever been down in his career. Canelo loading up on a right hand. And Jermell, that right hand caught him on the chin. That might have wobbled him a bit, even though a lot of it was deflected. And Jermell just missed that looping left hook.
For the remainder of the fight, Canelo looked excellent as he would hunt Charlo down, landing vicious attacks to the head and body of Jermell as he would set up excellently timed combinations to the American.
Crowd on their feet, cheering on both undisputed champions as they have been going toe-to-toe as Jermell and Canelo cap off all 12 rounds.
Gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, the judges are in agreement. We have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Steve Weisfeld, scores about 119 to 108. Judges David Sutherland and Max DeLuca both scored about 118 to 109. All 3 in favor of the winner, and still the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Álvarez.
Charlo did well to survive the remainder of the fight as Canelo looked back to his dominant best, but as the final bell rung and the 2 combatants embraced one another, the judges would award Canelo for his dominant performance with a wide unanimous decision victory, as Canelo would make history by becoming the first fighter to defend his undisputed title for the third time in the 4-belt era. So what is next for Canelo? Many may say he looks to be on a collision course with the Mexican monster David Benavidez, as the two will look to settle their long-term rivalry. For Charlo, a move up to middleweight from 154 pounds looks to be inevitable, as his twin brother Jermell will return to the ring at super middleweight after his long-term absence from boxing. On the undercard of Canelo vs Charlo, there were some big wins for many fighters, most of all Barrios, who put on a career-best performance against the former welterweight champion Ugas, after Barrios would drop the Cuban on multiple occasions to capture the WBC interim welterweight title. At light middleweight, Lubin would put his career back on track with an impressive wide points victory against the previously unbeaten Mexican fighter Ramos for the WBC Diamond title, as he is right in line now for his shot at the WBC 154-pound title. Also on the undercard, there was an exciting debut for Jermell Moton, as he won his professional debut by knockout, and Alexander Vodchek continued his comeback to boxing with a knockout victory against Isaac Rodriguez. This was an excellent night of boxing from top to bottom, with a stacked card full of action-packed fights, as Canelo closed out the show, continuing his dominance over the super middleweight division.